everyone. Today we are going to watch John trim Monty's hooves. Monty is 20 years old. He is a gelding and was acquired by Graceful Acres 2 years ago. So now we're going to come around and watch the process.
So we trimmed a little bit before Amy's lesson, so this is why some of it's already done and then they're standing there. But there, I'll take that all for you. Now I'm being careful around the frog. I don't want to go too deep, but all this is just extra. So just getting down in the frog area, opening up so that when we clean the hooves, it's a little bit easier for everybody. So Monty's actually due next week, but Amy was very interested in learning how to do this. So again, I'm going to show or share my knowledge with her, and then we'll go from there.
So what are you doing now?
So now I was just cleaning out, and then I'm going to take my nippers, and actually I'm going to make I always talk about the please cut here line, and there's not much to take off, Monty, but you can see how I'm just coming around there. So he's a little, right here's the please cut here line. Right there, if you can see. So there's really not that much. So I'm actually not going to nip him. I'm going to put him down to give him a break. So readjust because flies, and then he also is on the older side. So instead of using the nippers, I'm just going to use my rasp. So I'm going to pick him back up, put him between my legs again. So I'm just gonna.
Now what's that?
This is the rasp. I'm just taking it, dropping the heel, making them flat, and thankfully the hoofs are a lot softer now because we did get some rain. So
how do you know how much to take off?
You know, I'm always erring on the side of precaution. So here you can see the please cut here line a little bit better. So when I bring him forward, I'm going to bring it back to there. This is just the technique that I use. So, there's, like I've said in my previous videos, everybody has their own technique. This is just working for us in Graceful Acres right now. So right now I'm just rolling the toe. So when he breaks over, he moves out nicely. So I am got to check the balance. I'm looking down. He's a little high on the outside, so I'm just gonna.
Are they supposed to be even, the inside and the outside?
Yep, we want them as even as possible.
So now Monty's used to this process?
Yes, he's a little bit more, he doesn't stand as well as some of them, but he's doing okay. He's not tied. Like you guys saw me do with Pepper, I usually leave them untied unless they decide to walk away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them forward. So, Amy, if you want to come out here.
Okay. So we're going to go around the front here.
Yep. Just going to bring them forward here.
Now, John, can you tell us what each of those your tools are?
These are just, I call them nippers. And then this is a rasp. I use, I don't even know what says Razor Plus.
Okay.
So I actually get them from one of my students that rides here, but then he also liked the process of trimming the hooves, so he actually became a farrier. So he buys the rasps, and then I will actually buy one or two from him so that I have a couple on hand.
Wow. That is so amazing. And does that hurt, Monty?
No.
Is it as sort of like when we cut our own nails?
Yep, it just, you know, he feels the vibration on it, but it's not hurting him whatsoever. Like I said, he didn't have a lot to take off, so now I'm just going to try to make it nice and round. And then I'm going to come over to that side and the inside here, so it's not bad. Just come right around here
Okay.
and work on this side.
Now, how often do you have to do this process for the horses?
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
6 weeks in the summer, 8 during the winter time.
Now, why is that?
They grow faster in the summer because there's more grass, and grass is healthier than hay's healthy, but at the same time you get more nutrients out of the grass.
Okay. That's fascinating.
And they grow down when it's colder, or slow down when it's colder.
Yeah. Now, when this process was first done, did it take some teaching to get Monty to?
He's okay. He's not one of my better ones doing it, but he stands.
Okay.
So now we just take a look at it, and I'll look underneath here again.
We're gonna come around here.
No, not behind the horse.
Oh, sorry. Oops, don't do that. To everyone watching, don't do what I just did. That was a mistake. Okay, sorry about that.
So there we go, and then that's pretty good. I'll let it go. I'm gonna add a little bit more of a roll, but I like what I see there. So
Okay.
put it down. Now I'll move to the back one.
Okay.
So I'll just scoop right here. If you want to go over there, Amy, so
Okay,
you can kind of, so we're not so close in case he loses his balance or I
Okay.
lose my balance.
Is this
Something.
is this okay?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just letting him take a break, but I'm gonna pick it right back up because, I want to not let him get away with that too much.
Is that because he's older, or was he just misbehaving?
Misbehaving.
Okay.
I told you he's not one of my ones that stands the best, but he doesn't do hateful.
Sure.
Now I will give him a break every now and again, but like I said before, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, neither is Monty. So right now I'm just addressing the bars. They're pretty flat.
When you say the bars, which part are they?
The bar is right here.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, it helps open up. Now you don't always have to address them, but it was so hard the last time I trimmed that, the hoof was so hard the last time I trimmed, I wasn't able to get much off.
Now, how do you know when to address them and when not? You just...
It's when they're flat, when they lay flat over, and that's when bacteria can get in there and cause problems. So again, the please cut here line is right there. I'm gonna give him a break and put it down. So I'm not gonna use my nippers on him at all. I'm just gonna use the rasp. And I thought maybe I had to go to the bathroom too, but so I'm just gonna pick them up, let them get adjusted, put them in here.
Now, that's interesting. In this situation, you put him in front of your legs as opposed to through the back.
Correct. It's just
Is that just because it's his rear legs, or?
Yes.
So when it's his front legs, then you can put it through your legs. His leg through yours. Okay.
So I can just move away right like that. So, and actually I am going to take the nippers just so it's a little bit quicker of a process. So I'm just going to nip right there.
Now that doesn't hurt him?
Nope. Unless I go in too deep, then it would hurt. Like I said, he's not the best at it. I mean, he's not doing bad, but he's not one that'll be like, yes, I get to trim Monty today.
Now, who are the good ones? Who are your best behaved horses for trimming?
Bailey, Little Girl, Bugsy, Sarah, and Moonshine. Romeo is good too. He's just old. He just deserves a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
So now I'm done with that underneath there. I'm gonna bring him forward. Riggs is not the best. Riggs isn't. He just got a lot of ants in his pants. He likes to move around.
Because he was a
Barrel racer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring him up front here. Put him on the stand.
Oh, should I come around? Which way?
Yeah, you can come around. You can get it from that angle if you want.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay. So now from start to finish, how long does it typically take for your average horse?
I got it to 20-25 minutes.
Okay.
Romeo is about 45 minutes to an hour, just because he gets a lot more breaks.
Okay.
Just because he's old.
Sure.
And he deserves it.
Yeah. Not to mention that you're old and need some breaks too.
Well, that's exactly right. Monty's just, he's not old enough to deserve the breaks that Romeo gets. He's just not very balanced.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely would appear like balance would help a horse in this process.
Yes. Again, my farrier will come down and check them and make sure I did it right. If I need to address something, she'll tell me I need to address it.
Okay.
But I am very thankful for the rain because now it's not so stinking hard to do their hoops.
Yeah.
So now I'll just come right over here and we'll start in on this side.
Okay. You're doing good.
Well, thank you. I've got a great camera crew.
Of course, that goes without saying.
So,
Okay,
again,
so what are you doing now?
I doing the same thing I did on the front there. I mean, on the other side, just addressing, and I'm going to show the white line, or please cut here line. We already did that to the hooves. The heels are a little folded in. So
Can you explain a little bit more about, you call it the police cut line?
please cut here line.
Oh, please.
So, right there, right where my finger is. Right there's the please cut here line.
Okay. And how, you just learned through experience how to identify that?
Actually, my farrier, she told me that little secret.
Okay.
So each farrier has their own little secrets and stuff, and she was doing it for 30 years, so she knows.
For sure.
So right here, if I can get the sand off since we just rode him, but you see how it's kind of folding in there? That's what I was talking about, folding in.
Okay.
I don't want to take a big bite out of it, just a little bit. So that's not bad. Just take a peek underneath it to make sure there's no infections brewing right there. That's black.
Is that okay that it's black there?
Once I get it out, yeah.
Okay. So that's not infection?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you really dig in there, if I would really dig in there and they keep on going down, it's a potential. But overall, now he's backing up. I want to step him forward. Stand. So now I'll just pick him up. So he is a little bit longer than he was on the other side, so I'm going to nip. So just try to make the process go a little bit faster for him. Again, if my farrier was here, she'd just, well, I shouldn't say she would just nip it all, but she'd get it done pretty quick because she knows what she's looking at. She's been doing it forever. So I just err on the side of caution. Since we do use most of the horses every day, Monty doesn't get used every day. He's okay for us.
That's fascinating. So does Monty like it afterwards? Does he feel good?
Yeah, he'll feel a little bit more comfortable.
Okay.
They all, if I do a good job. If I do not do a good job, then they're not gonna stand square per se. I was just taking a peek at this other front one. I see that he's a little high on the outside yet, so I am gonna address that quick before I get too involved on the other side. So you can stay right there, Amy.
Okay. So your goal here is to make them even.
Yes.
Okay.
So there, I like that a lot better. So as you see, I took a couple rasps off, and he wasn't terrible, but now he's standing better. So now that looks pretty good. So I'll bring him forward. Okay. I mean, anybody that's ever been around a farrier, it's almost like an art form. So you have to. We could be doing this all day if I really want to get particular about it, but sometimes you just got to be like, all right, that's good enough, and go. As long as you're not hurting the horse. Now he's stretching here, so that's not how we do this, Monty.
Now, what are you're trying to?
I'm just trying to get his foot positioned a little bit better for him, but he wanted to stretch out, so. Again, back to the heel. I know you guys heard me say it when I was doing pepper. The heel is the hardest part for me to do.
Why is that?
Don't know. I'm just not as fluent as some. But that's just each person has their weakness.
Sure.
And that's my weakness when it comes to doing hooves. So that's usually where I get yelled at when I get checked. So again, I'm just going around. Now I'm coming from underneath there, but I just want to come straight down like I'm falling off a cliff with my rasp. I don't want to angle it coming down around the
Hey, we have a visitor. Hi, Chief. Hi, Chief. We missed you.
Again, Chief must have known that I was doing some trimming, because again, dogs love this. I don't know why.
Is that true? He likes it.
Hey, Chief, are you supposed to be underneath there? So I'm going to just move Monty back here. Now he had a little bit of a break, so I'm going to bring him forward. Chief, you're not supposed to go underneath the horse. He's like, Dad, I'm helping you desensitize. So a horse has to really trust you to do this well. So it's one of those things when I first get a horse, sometimes they're a little on the naughty side, I want to say, just because they're not real familiar. But you got to look at it this way. This is one way that they get away from a predator if they're getting chased.
Okay. So for them to trust you to
pick their foot up, you know, and what is Chief? He is a, you know, descendant of a wolf, really. I mean, dogs. So horses, in his mind, he's like, oh my gosh, is he gonna eat me? But Monty knows that he's not. Monty.
So when you get a horse, how long would it take for them to trust you enough to let you do this?
All depends how much time I spend with it.
Okay.
When I first started, I had more time to connect with horses and all that stuff, but now we're busier and pretty much teaching all day, and I'm doing all the horses' hooves besides Little Girl and Riggs. They're just above my pay grade. Just because they need chewing, and I'm okay at it. My farrier is so much better at it. So I'm gonna leave that go there. And each hoof is not perfect, you know.
Okay.
You try to make them as close as possible in the shape and size and all that stuff, but you know, everything's a little on the different side. So now you can see how he's chipped here a little bit, and then his frog is a little on the beat up side here. But last time I trimmed, I wasn't able to get underneath there because it was so wet, so hard. So now this is now you can really see the frog laying over there. So I take a little bit off at a time, and if I can't get it with the knife, there we go. Then I was going to say I was going to use nippers, but it came off.
Okay.
Maybe you want to be right there, Amy.
Sorry?
You want to be over to this side.
Okay.
Remember, not right behind in case he decides to move or does something dumb.
Or in case you do something dumb.
Well, that's true. So we'll just clean this frog up because that's all dead. It just didn't come off yet.
So if you would not do this process, would that eventually come off and just
Yes.
out and about?
Yep, that'll eventually come off.
Hi, Chief. Hey, buddy. Hey. Now what are you doing there?
I'm just touching it up, just make sure everything's all right underneath there. Because when you don't have to really do that every time you trim, but I didn't do it the last time since it was so hard. So I just am addressing it now, so that's why it was that bad.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't really bad, but that's why there was that much, I should say.
Yeah.
See how I just try to line them up so they go right through there. And then he's high on the inside, so I'm going to add the roll, and then I'm going to bring them forward.
Okay.
A little high on the inside again. Pretty good. Now I'm just going to bring them forward.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. And put them right there. And just go to town.
Okay. So besides the farrier telling you, is there any way you might know if you made a mistake based on how he
moves out?
Yeah.
Like if I get too close or something like that, he'll jump. Not necessarily this way, but underneath. Or when you're nailing a shoe on, you can get too close and that'll add pressure. You can make them bleed too.
Oh wow.
So that's why a lot of people like the glue-ons, because then you're not going to really have that problem.
No, wait, tell me about the glue ones.
The glue-ons is you get you measure the hoof size, and then you get the closest size you can to that hoof size, and then you just glue them on, and they stay on just as long as a regular shoe, if not better in our experience.
Okay.
But it is a little bit more expensive to do them. So
Sure.
there we go.
Good job.
Yes. And then you just dump it in the top, and then that'll be good. No, I just added it. So
So
there we go.
so anything else you want to tell your wonderful YouTube audience?
No, that's it. I got my Uncle Dave working on water in the arena, so that'll be another episode.
Okay, bye for now.
So we can take him over if you want.
No, wait. I thought I stopped it, but I don't know if I stopped it.
Nope, you didn't.